Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Saturday, October 31, 2020. Fox report. Breaking. Boris Johnson announces month-long national lockdown of England. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced a circuit break lockdown in England for the month of November as the nation struggles to contain the coronavirus. The lockdown will commence November 5 and end Dec. 2, when the country will return to the tiered system based on the latest data. Residents will be allowed to leave their homes only for essential reasons, such as education, work, shopping and exercise.
CNN report. A Florida man was mauled by a leopard after paying $150 for a full-contact experience. A man in Florida was mauled after paying $150 for a full-contact experience with a black leopard. Dwight Turner, 50, has undergone 2 surgeries since being attacked by the animal on August 31, his wife Natushka Turner said in a sworn written statement to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission (FWC). Dwight Turner and the leopard's owner, Michael Paggi, 54, arranged for him to play with it, rub its belly and take pictures, on Paggi's property in Davie, FWC said in a captive wildfire report.
Al Jazeera report. Top Turkish officials close to Erdogan test positive for COVID-19. 2 top Turkish officials who work closely with Turkey's president have said they tested positive for COVID-19. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's spokesman, Ibrahim Kalin, said on Saturday he had light COVID-19 symptoms and was nearing the end of treatment. He did not say how long he has been sick. His comments came hours after Interior Minister Süleyman Soylu said his wife and daughter all tested positive after feeling unwell on Monday.
Deutsche Welle report. Corona-freed, Taiwan celebrates gay pride. Rainbow-masked revelers paraded through Taiwan's capital, Taipei, Saturday, celebrating equality gains since it allowed same-sex marriages last year, despite objections from religious conservatives. President Tsai Ing-wen, re-elected to a second term last January, urged the country via social media Saturday to embrace love, tolerance and a better Taiwan. The mingling went ahead after 200 days in a row without a single recorded local infection, thanks to Taiwan's early 2020 response that saw arrivals from rival China and other origins tested and quarantined, limiting Taiwan's toll to 7 deaths. Drag queen Ku Po Sung wore a red banquet dress at Saturday's parade and vowed to attend.
BBC report. Lyon attack. Orthodox priest wounded in shooting. Police sources told reporters that the suspect had fled the scene. France's Interior Ministry tweeted that a serious incident was underway, but gave no details about what was happening. It said security forces were on the scene in Lyon's 7th arrondissement and urged people to avoid the area. The shooting happened when the priest was closing his church, media reports say. A police source told AFP news agency that the attacker was armed with a sawn-off shotgun and had fled the scene after the attack.
Fox report. NYC therapists brace for stress and anxiety amid election madness. New York City therapists are bracing for an avalanche of petrified patients no matter the outcome of Tuesday's presidential election. I've never seen anything like this in terms of the level of fear, anxiety and anger that this is provoking in people on both sides, Manhattan psychologist Dr. Chloe Carmichael told The Post. People are feeling like this is a life-and-death situation. Upper West Side psychologist Judith Schweiger-Levy said the election is all people have been talking about, in her practice, and she wouldn't be surprised if there are many people calling crisis hotlines or texting their therapists or patients, come election night.
BBC report. Typhoon Goni. Philippines braced for year's most powerful storm. Torrential rain and 215 km/h, 133 mph winds are expected to hit the main island of Luzon on Sunday, passing over the capital Manila. Disaster response officials have warned to expect widespread damage. This time, preparations have been made complicated by the COVID-19 virus, which has already caused 380,739 infections and led to 7,221 deaths in the Philippines. We are having a hard time with COVID-19, and then here comes another disaster. Senator Christopher Go, the top aide of President Rodrigo Duterte, told a virtual news conference.
Fox report. Marine who drowned saving another Marine honored for heroism. A Marine from Maryland who drowned 2 years ago saving another Marine's life has been honored for his heroism. Lance Corporal Corey Staton was awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, the highest honor for non-combat bravery, in a ceremony last week in Baltimore. "It's hard to be a hero. It takes a lot," his father Walter Dukes told Fox 45 Baltimore, which covered the ceremony. "This achievement, even though he's looking down on us, is greater than anything I can ever experience," Dukes said.
Fox report. Chicago police arrest 6 in string of paintball gun shootings. Chicago police say they made 6 arrests after responding to a call of a group of males shooting at people with paintball guns. The arrests were in the 10th district, where 7 paintball gun attacks from Thursday night to Friday night injured 7 people. One of those injured was a man who lost an eye. Officers showed off a small cache of paintball weapons that they said were seized after the arrests.
BBC report. Niger, American hostage rescued by U.S. Special Forces. Philip Walton was abducted on Monday from a village close to the border with Nigeria. He was taken across the border into Nigeria and rescued on Saturday. Jihadist and criminal groups are known to operate in the area. It's thought at least 6 hostages are currently being held captive in the Sahel area. Mr. Walton was abducted from the village of Masalata, where he had been living with his wife and child for 2 years, his father told AFP news agency.
CNN report. Bruce Springsteen narrates new Biden ad about hometown of Scranton. Joe Biden's presidential campaign will air a new campaign ad featuring Bruce Springsteen during Saturday night's nationally televised game between Ohio State and Penn State on ABC. A Biden aide told CNN, the 60-second ad, titled Hometown and featuring Springsteen's song, My Hometown, from his 1984 album, Born in the USA, includes the boss touting Biden's ties to Scranton, Pennsylvania, the former vice president's hometown.
Deutsche Welle report. DR Congo. Authorities blame Islamist militia for village massacre. A massacre in the Democratic Republic of Congo on Friday night resulted in at least 17 deaths, local authorities said, blaming fighters from an Islamist militia group. The army confirmed the raid occurred in a village in the Baliki area of North Kivu province between 8 p.m. and midnight. The Allied Democratic Forces (ADF), a Ugandan group active in eastern Congo since the 1990s, has been responsible for the deaths of more than 1,000 civilians in less than 2 years, according to figures from the United Nations.
CNN report. Trump has cast doubt on a peaceful transfer of power, but the preparation for one is well underway. President Donald Trump has cast doubt on whether he will commit to a peaceful transfer of power should Democrat Joe Biden win the election. But the secretive process to prepare a would-be Biden administration has been underway for months with help from top Trump officials. The legally mandated transition happens every 4 years and ensures that, should a transfer of power be needed, the incoming president is able to use the less than 3 months to stand up a government and hit the ground running on Inauguration Day.
Deutsche Welle report. Coronavirus. Belgium hospitals on the brink as caseloads soar. Belgium has less than 10 days to curb the spread of the coronavirus or it will no longer be able to cope, the country's medical union chief said, while another caseload high was registered on Saturday. The situation appears dire in Belgium and the National Health Authority said that 21,448 cases were recorded on Tuesday, the most recent day for which consolidated figures are available. On Friday the government announced it would be tightening restrictions on public life.
CNN report. For the Walter Wallaces of the world, the police are not the answer. Camille Proctor is the founder and executive director of the Color of Autism Foundation, an organization committed to educating and assisting African American families with autistic children. The views expressed in this commentary are her own. View more opinion on CNN. It is simply not a long-term solution to expect officers to be able to, for example, accurately differentiate a real threat from someone who is in crisis and needs mental help.
Al Jazeera report. Iraq clears Baghdad's Tahrir Square, a year after protests began. Iraqi security forces have reopened a key bridge in Baghdad and cleared out tents from a sit-in in the capital's Tahrir Square, the epicenter of an anti-establishment protest movement that erupted a year ago to demand basic services, employment opportunities and an end to corruption. Some 600 protesters were killed and thousands of others wounded in clashes with security forces over the past year as the demonstrations became a nationwide, decentralized movement that called for a complete overhaul of the political system, before coming to a halt amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. elections. Why the Senate contests matter. When the dust settles after the November 3 United States elections, both major political parties hope they will have taken control of the 100-member Senate, a body that has outsized power in influencing American life beyond its legislative role. Republicans currently hold a 53-47 majority in the chamber, but 35 seats will be up for grabs on Election Day. 12 of those are currently held by Democrats and 23 are held by Republicans.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. Recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.